Hey guys, this is George Hanold, and I was thinking, how could I love on the viewers here and offer up some type of value and wisdom? What would I say to myself at the age of 18 if I had the opportunity to meet him now? Outside of buy Bitcoin, what I would tell him are these three things. Number one, God is faithful. He always will be faithful. He always has been faithful. And to find my identity in him and what he says about me only, not in what anybody else thinks or says, to stop worrying about what other people think and to only concern myself with what God thinks. And what God thinks and what he says is that I am his beloved. So may my identity be found in only the fact that I am God's beloved. Anything else that I would find my identity in, whether it's my bank account, my net worth, what people say about me, how many real estate transactions I close, is a fake self. It's a false self. It's a mask that all of us can put on. But my only one true identity is God's beloved. The second thing that I would tell myself would be that it's all about perspective. Everything is about perspective. I'm always winning because I say so, because I believe that. Our past and every experience that we go through, it is up to us to determine the meaning of that experience. And we're the ones who can frame our past, the only ones who can frame our past and how they're going to dictate and play into our future. So, really, no experience is a bad experience or a loss if we're framing it as a win. Most people can get caught in the trap of trying to find happiness and success in some ideal that is in the distance, that is never attainable. You could put a room full of the most successful people monetarily in the world into a room, and if you ask them how many of you believe you're successful, probably very few of their hands would go up. The reason is their belief system, their perspective. They're probably thinking, well, so and so over there is 10 times richer than I am, and that guy's thinking, well, Elon Musk is richer than me, right? But really, it's a room full of winners. So if we just decide today, I'm happy, I'm successful, I'm winning, I'm a winner, our measuring stick becomes different because we're just measuring our own success backwards. Um, that we've progressed. We can measure our own progress, and therefore we can always find something that we're winning. Um, and we train our brain to look for these things, and our brain's going to reach to grab these things. So if we're training our brain to look for wins, it's going to grab for wins, and it's going to want to create more of them. So perspective matters. After that, the last thing I would tell myself would be that our words carry power. So be mindful of what you're saying. I can give an example of an intern that I had. Great guy, love him completely. But he said one day when we were out door knocking in a certain neighborhood, he said, how can you even knock on these doors when so and so dominates this neighborhood? What's the point? He's like, how can you even bring yourself to knocking on these doors? And so I said, well, if I had if I was saying what you were saying, if I had your belief about it, it would be a waste of time. You'd be right. But see, me, I don't see the competition. I see a door and a window of opportunity. I see a property that I'm going to go and break a record with. I see a person that I'm going to go out relationship this anybody else with, and I'm going to form that authentic connection, and I'm going to win that business. When it comes to things like physical wellness, I only say things that are in line with what I want to see happen. So if I play a hockey game and injure my elbow, I'm saying, hey, I really need my elbow to feel better. I'm not talking about the mountain, okay? And this can apply to anything in life. I'm not talking about how big the mountain is. I'm not talking about how scary it is. I'm not talking about how ungodly it is. I'm talking about that mountain moving. I'm talking about becoming an anthill. I'm talking about how much bigger God is. I'm talking about how I'm going to scale that mountain and get over it and what's on the other side of it. So I'm talking about the seas parting. I could see a tumor in front of me on somebody, but I'm not going to talk about how big that thing is. I'm going to talk about the faithfulness of God and how he is healing in his power, and the belief that Jesus Christ is bigger than that, right? And who he is, and that and the power that he has to do anything he wants. So I'm talking about the health that person's going to be walking in, and the restoration, and how, what they have ahead of them, and the greatness within, and how powerful our God is. So those are the 3 things I'd share with you guys. I hope you found some value. Comment below what your main takeaway is, and would love to connect. I do offer a coaching program. I'm looking for primarily Christian men, businessmen, entrepreneurs. If they're in real estate, all the better. Guys who are looking for their breakthrough, and guys who are looking to level up, and guys who are looking to be the best possible version of themselves, to get off the hamster wheel of what this world tells you have to be, and to step into our true power in Christ.